Welcome to another episode of CWBBA, a resource for hairstylists in the Houston area. Today we have in front of us, you know what? Let me go ahead and let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, ladies.
Hi, I'm Danica Dove, the owner of Touch Pizzazz Salon. I've been in the industry over 11, 12 years, something like that.
Speak up. Gotta speak up.
Hi, I'm Danica C. Dove of Touch Pizzazz Salon, and I'm also the third vice president and chaplain for Citywide Beautician and Barbers Association.
And I'm Autumn Irie of Lady Irie Natural Hair Care, right here in Houston, Texas, and I am second vice for CWBBA organization.
And today we'll be talking about, ladies, guess what we'll be talking about?
What girl?
Can
What we
you
talking about?
guess? Can you guess? It's a conversation that
talking about
has
hair?
been going on in the industry for a multitude of years. We are talking about protective styles.
Okay.
Protective style.
Protective styles.
Okay, I love
What,
it.
if you had to describe what is a protective style?
You want to go first, my friend?
I can.
Go ahead.
It is a low manipulation to the hair. Any style that's low manipulation, ends are tucked. Protective style. Protective style. Even though her end's not tucked, but it's still a protective style because those are locks and they're just protection already.
Okay.
But I also do believe protective hairstyles are helpful to low manipulation of the hair, and also protecting hair that can be fragile, so that we can retain moisture within the hair strands.
Okay. What are some things that women should avoid when they're doing a protective style?
Avoidance, styling on dry hair, number one. Styling on unclean hair, number two. Low tension, and give us more, please.
Using the right products, if you're using any, as well as the right tools to help detangle and maintain your hair. Those things are very important about taking care of your natural hair.
And if a young lady is getting ready to go to a new stylist, she has somebody in mind, but she doesn't have the right questions to ask in her consultation. What are some important questions to ask when you're thinking about doing a protective style?
Okay, I could answer that.
Go ahead.
So when you're taking care of, when you're considering doing a protective style, I definitely want to ask the scalp concerns that you have, as well as the porosity of your hair. When I'm speaking of porosity, I want to know if your hair absorbs moisture or repels moisture. So if we're putting products on your hair, I want to know if it's going to absorb and if it's going to dry out quickly. So sometimes when people think, I have water, I use water, but you're opening the hair cuticle and sometimes it doesn't close because you're not using the right things. When I speak of hair cuticle, it's the outer layer of the hair strand that's open like the shingles on the roof. If the shingles on the roof of your house are open, you're going to get some water damage because it's continuously absorbing water. However, some hair does not even obtain water because it's not opening right. So we're needing to know what you're dealing with your hair on a daily basis, as well as how's your scalp. If your scalp is damaged, dry, any skin concerns, medications, all those things. So consultation is definitely important to help with the natural hair styling process.
Yes, because for us stylists, we have questions for you, but I always encourage ladies, especially if I talk to them the first time, have questions for us too. Ask us our protocols. How do we identify? What do we use? Can you do an example on my hair? And also be sure that they are looking at your hair, ladies. Okay. Yeah. So those are some of the common questions that you definitely want to ask, and do a tour of the salon, catch the vibe, stay for a little bit. Just to see if this is a perfect fit for you as a consumer.
Last and final question. This is the last and final question. This one might cause a little bit of tension,
Okay.
but tension is always good. It's always good. I say some stylists would agree, some stylists would disagree with the term protective styles. What's your stance?
I'll start with this. So when we're talking about protective styles, the goal is that we are trying to create a space where you don't have to over manipulate your hair. So one thing I've shared before is sometimes it's called hand in hair syndrome, where you're overly manipulating your hair, causing your hair to shed and break quickly. So with that, we want to create styles that reduce over manipulation. Oftentimes, you might have doctors, nurses, persons that need their hair to be tucked. but we want to provide the right amount of moisture and a style that can be maintained without having to do a whole lot to it. But you do keep a regular maintenance and regimen routine, and it can last for you.
Yes. So during protective styling, the number one key is moisture, moisture, moisture. We can't say enough. I'm sure we've said moisture 100 times just today. So moisturizing, protecting, even after you get your style, you're still protecting it because you're still putting your moisturizer, your sealants, your conditioners, all that good stuff will also help prevent breakage and promote hair growth and low tension. Low tension styles. It could be low tension styles and even ponytails, but be careful because you don't want to pull too tight because that's high tension. So just because it's all pulled away and tucked away, you don't want to do it too tight. So low tension, more moisture, it's all protective styling. Twists, braids, locks, flat twists, chunky twists.
Yeah.
And some of those styles is like a 2-in-1. So you're getting a little protective style, but then you can also have a little fun afterwards with the braid out, twist out.
Yeah.
You know, the flat twist updos. Those are really cute, low maintenance as well. And I'm tinted. I don't know about you, but
Girl, I sure am.
I don't want any hard tension styles in my head. And also, if you do have a problem and we identify it in the scalp, we send you where you need to go, whether it's a trichologist, whether it's a dermatologist, whether it's your regular doctor. We are all on one accord. Some of my clients, I'm like, I need your doctor phone number. We all need to stay on the same page.
Right.
Because sometimes the doctors, they want protective styles just so they can get to your scalp to get your treatments. So it's kind of like all around. You know, we all just here for you, and y'all are here for us. You know, we're going to keep training and teaching, and that's just what we do.
Thank you, ladies. And these are ladies from the CWBBA located here in the Houston area. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.